Testing, 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 testing. If you would have told me a year ago in 2025 that, oh wait, I'm checking if the mic's still on. That's weird. If you would have told me a year ago in 2025 that Amazon and MGM would make a movie that I would actually enjoy, I would have told you get the fuck out of my face, you fucking lying bitch. Now, I don't hate Amazon as a company, but as far as movies, I personally do have a beef with Amazon because they just been falling short as of recently. I really had a better way of explaining things, but y'all are getting like sore throat me. I'm getting this video out one way or another. We're biting this. We're fucking biting it. Is God is a film that subverted my expectations. When you watch the trailer, it is in this guise of your average dramedy with a basic premise. But then when you watch the film, it's still very simple, but it delivers in many other ways. The film follows a set of twins, Racine and Anaya, who were terribly burned in a fire set by their father, played by Sterling K. Brown, who's called the monster in this film. So they grow up horribly scarred with nobody but each other to depend on. They end up visiting their mother as adults, played by Vivica A, who on her deathbed delivers one final wish, and that is for them to kill their father. So they set off on this road trip adventure, go find their father and do the deed. I had a lot to say, but I don't have the voice to say it right now, so I'll make it as simple as possible, give it a little quick shot. Without spoiling the film, I can say this is really, really powerful. What they don't have in story and lore, they deliver with visuals and dialogue. Ugh. The film had this very cut and dry formula throughout the entire thing. You meet a character, get their lore, speak to them basically, and then it helps develop the story to continue to the end. And it worked. It wasn't boring in any way. Now, the unique thing about this film to me is that it plays off more like a play, you know? The characters are delivering these monologues that's telling their story, but they're speaking to the audience as if like they're on a stage with a microphone, and it's all paused just for them to deliver their tragic or comedic backstory. It goes from comedy to tragedy. It mixes the two very well. It blurs the line really, really well. And I say that is what got me hooked on the film, is the way that they shot and delivered these monologues through the entire film. And they're very short monologues, so it's not dragging the characters along way too much. We get very short backstory for them, but within that short backstory, we learn a lot about these characters within like what I want to say each monologue had to be like 5 minutes explaining why they are the way they are and where they came from. It worked. And their backstories were read more like poems. Like these narrations felt more like someone was reading a poem to me about their life. And I feel like the performances from the actors were, it made it really, really, really well done. Vivica A. Fox, when she told the backstory of how she ended up looking the way that she looked, she did an incredible job. The girls, when they started the film, amazing job. Bubba Gump from Forrest Gump, he played the lawyer in this film. He did an incredible job telling his backstory about like how he lost his tongue. Ooh, spoiler. Sorry. Light spoiler alert. But one thing I learned through researching for this video, this film is actually based off of a play, which is why the direction was done so well on these monologues and the way that this film was shot in general. I learned that this film is based off of a play, and the playwriter directed the film, which is why the vision was executed so well and the style was done so well. Is because the person directly involved was directing and calling all the shots for the entire film. And I cannot highlight the actors without highlighting I cannot highlight the actors without highlighting Sterling K. Brown, who played the monster in this film, the father who attempted to kill these girls when they were young. He did his big one. Honestly, whenever I see Sterling K. Brown in the movie, he does this thing where he just standing there menacingly. That's literally all I thought through the entire film, because that's all he did, and it's delivered a powerful, ominous, scary figure for his character, exactly how it was supposed to be. That's something Sterling K. Brown does very well, and you just got to applaud him for his performance in this film. Now, there wasn't much that I didn't like about the film. All I can really talk about when speaking on things I didn't like is that there was some moments that could have been cut and because it felt a little slow and didn't exactly belong in the greater plot. The ending, where it felt like things were just kind of happening. There were moments it felt a bit slow. They were just throwing things in for the sake of throwing it in for the story, but it honestly didn't belong. But yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, but I would recommend checking this out. It's a really great film. Okay, see y'all in the next one.